Hello and welcome to the left side of reality. This is your host. This is your host as always, Snow the First, and last time we managed to beat one of the key challenges that stands in between us and the true ending. This time we're about to engage in the second of these challenges. Which involves the return of a bonus level from Guacamelee 1. That's in before I spent half the stream struggling with the eagle fish. Alright, there we go. I already opened this guy. Okay, so let's wall jump here and see what we've got. Oh, almost had it. There doesn't seem to be a way to get on that. Yeah, that's what I thought. That eagle hook is there, and it scares me that it's there because I'm not entirely sure what it's for. Okay, let's take a... Okay, that's Goatfly. That is very clean Goatfly. Oh, but it's only Goatfly in a very specific area, otherwise you die. Lovely. Just what I needed. So who's ready for another stream of stupidly precise platform challenges, because that's what this game has become. I'm not sure why that eagle hook is there, because there doesn't seem to be cause for it to be there. Okay. Looks like we've hit our first wall this week. What needs to be done seems self-evident, but actually pulling it off is what is the issue. Like, it couldn't be clear what needs to be done, but actually doing it seems to be the issue there. Okay. Genuinely, I don't know what I'm missing there. Unless I need to snap out of my Goatfly at the precise moment I get near that area. Because that's the only way I can see getting past that rush. Oh, and then I overshot it. Ah. Okay, first I need to see if I can get over there just by jumping. only thing I can think of is that right when I get near that green part, I snap out of it with an eagle jump. I snap out of it. I snap out of it with an eagle uppercut. I then do a sideways, and then I do another uppercut. That's what the yellow orb is there for. That's my running theory. Actually doing it is another matter entirely. God, if I can't even get past the first scene of this in an hour somehow, I feel like that would be a sign that I'm not meant to get the true ending, and that's the point I just quit. Oh, yep, that's what I have to do. I basically have to chain together. Special attacks with that yellow orb. Nope. Well, I seem to have just proven that the eagle hook is redundant, so there's that. No, I don't like that. I need to be as high up as possible. And oh! Yeah, that's how you... Whoa! Did not mean to do that. That is very much how you're supposed to get that. But screw it, my way works too. And I feel like it's faster. All of a sudden, I'm remembering a very old book series I read a long time ago called The Guardians of the Who. If you're wondering what the relevance is, I'll get to it. The funny thing is, I was bought one of the Guardian of the Fool books by my parents, I think. But my parents don't read or speak English, so by complete accident, I know what I need to do. I just keep smacking into that wall. I don't have the frame perfect time to uppercut out of it yet. Anyway, since my parents can't read or speak English, they had not realized that they had bought a book that was like halfway into the series or something like that. So I was a bit confused because a lot of character interactions and lore stuff was already established, and the book kind of carried on as if the reader already knew them, which I didn't. But one part that was kind of interesting, even if I didn't entirely understand it, is that in order to beat the bad guy of the book, the good guys had to team up with devious antagonists, and those antagonists held a very special significance for the main character Owl, because those antagonists ran the orphanage, for lack of a better way to describe it, where he used to be, but they were god awful at it. Second time I've done that, and second time I haven't quite switched on type. Yeah, the brainwashing program. You remember that. Orphanage was probably a bad term to describe it, but it was the only term I could think off the top of my head. I forgot to gravity switch that. That's on. Anyways, so naturally our main character is less than enthused to work with what are effectively his abusers from childhood, and the leaders of the Guardian Tree are telling him, yes, we know you have issues with them, but it's for the greater good. And the main character's response is, stuff your greater good, I'm not working with these people, and that's fine. And the funny thing is, the narrative never depicted the main character as wrong from having done this, because he found another way to help. He found another way to help that didn't involve actually, that's kind of more or less where I'm at. It's like, I know that this is for the true ending, and I know I've already put a lot of work into trying to get it, but honestly, at this point, I don't want to spend week after week butting my head against a brick wall, especially when we still have the challenge that made me quit the game in the first place left. So like I was saying, if I spend a significant amount of screen time and I can't even get past this first screen of Tool Treetops, obviously I just can't get good. I don't have the skills necessary to access the true ending, and you know what? So be it. I'm just not good enough. But at some point, I want to move on with my life and play other games. I will see the end credits and see the normal ending, so I've at least beat the game. Okay, before I do the second side swipe, I need to switch gravity at that point. But if all this game will become to access the good ending is week after week of unfun grinding on very hard levels, no, I just don't want to do that. Got it! Okay. I feel like that segment of novel I just talked about was one of the few times where the main character just says to his boss's face, "I don't care about the greater good." Or no, not I don't care about the greater good, but I have my limit, and working with my abusers is that limit. I won't cross it. And the narrative actually justified him for it. The narrative justify, no, he doesn't have to work with these people that made his childhood a living hell. He can just not do that. Which is a pretty nuanced message for a... Which is a pretty nuanced message for a book about... Which is a pretty nuanced message for a kid's book about talking owls that had their own owl civilization. Ah, right there. The one thing I remember from the first book, I think it was the first book, was this one moment where there was a location that was basically treated as like the owl version of one of the... That was treated as like the owl version of one of the deadly locations in Del Toro. Because it's like, because the main characters were all owls, all the action took place at night, and they made a point to retreat to camp during the day. And, but there was this one point where they were crossing a desert. There was this one point when they were crossing a desert. Got it. I cleared the first screen at least. Now what in fresh hell is this? Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. So our owl main characters are flying across a desert at one point. But then they reach like a lake, I think, or something like this. And there was a lake that was described as like way too perfect. No, I have to double jump there, otherwise I can't even reach the first floor. That's the problem there. Yeah, it was this lake that like perfectly reflected whatever was shown in it. And it had a side effect of basically entrancing the owls that flew nearby. And the idea is that the owls that spent too long there gawking at their own... That is an idea that simply did not occur to me. I gotta stop switching to gravity there. I do need to turn back into human at some point though. Probably at the point where I get to that successive line of orbs. Oh, yup, that might be it, actually. Or at least it's definitely been more successful than previous attempts. I do need a... Can a chicken cling to walls? Because if a chicken can cling to walls, I can just do that as a chicken. But if not, I do need to turn back into a human at some point. keep forgetting which I keep forgetting which button is the time for. I gotta stop doing that. But yeah, I was actually very fascinated by how the book treated something as simple as a lake with an eerily good reflection as this big life-threatening obstacle, because our main characters would spend so long gawking at their own reflection, they would eventually get tired of flying, fall in the lake, and drown. That was the threat that was presented by a lake. Huh, magic egg. Anyways. Got it. Well, got that part at least. Okay, looks like I need to go fly up, and then I need to grab that eagle hook and do something. Thank you for suggesting transforming into the chicken. I would have been there forever if you had it. I keep forgetting which shoulder button is which. Why do I keep doing that to myself? Oh, that's why. So it's your basic split-second use of gravity control. Gravity control, which is R1. It's R1. And that sends you all the way back to the bottom if you fail once, because of course it does. Why wouldn't it? Another fascinating part from that later Guardians of the Ghoul book. Another fascinating part about that later Guardians of the Ghoul book and number 2 finished. Screen number 2 finished. We're getting places. Part of the plot of that book was basically going all across the world in order to search for allies for the big final battle. It might be literally as simple as this chicken again. Part of the plot of the book was going all across the world to search for allies in the battle against the main villain. And at one point, they go to an ice place. Okay, I can recover. I can recover. And they meet with puffin birds. I don't know how much you know about puffin birds, but the book didn't have the most flattering description of them at first, depicting them as dumb creatures that frustrated some of the owl characters. But then another owl character actually made a point to stand up for the puffins, saying, okay, we don't understand their ways, but they're clearly used to surviving in icy temperatures, and I just bet that we owls would be considered dumber than the puffins because the puffins know how to survive in the ice and we don't. Even though I read like maybe 2 books in this series max, that time I got sent down. Even though I read like maybe 2 books in that series max, I feel like it had a great impact on me because it introduced a lot of complicated concepts in an easy to understand way that I still remember to this day. And I say, if that was the mission of the author in writing these books, to be able to teach readers these concepts using fuzzy, cute animals to make it easier, well, my hat off to you, author. You succeeded. You get my respect for that. Okay, I feel like as soon as I leave that wall, I need to switch the gravity, to switch the dimension again. What did I just say? What did I just say? Oh, I thought I had it. What the fuck am I looking at here? Oh, that just sends you to the bottom. Lovely. That's the you lose shoot. You get nothing. Good day, sir. Oh, and then I messed up. Embrace my inner chicken. I understand that part. What I don't understand is what I need to do exactly. Okay, that one was just on me. I had the wall and then I missed it. Okay, I'm so used to switching gravity or switching the dimension that now I'm doing it when it's not even necessary. Why don't... I've gotten myself into a very bad habit, you know? Oh, I went too far that time. Oh, that time I just missed the yellow orb entirely. Okay, it has to be a very specific angle that you go at. Otherwise, you miss the yellow orb. Yep, skipping the yellow orbs are just not an option. Yeah. I hate that those spikes instantly send you back to the last platform you stood on. Oh, so I've actually progressed quite a ways. I'm not doing too badly. It's just a lot of trial and error. Like a lot of this game. Okay, so this point. How? I see it, and I see an idea of what's going on. No, dimension swapping can really help. So the idea is that I get to that platform at the top left there. But the question is, how? Like, okay, they want me to do the... I was afraid you were gonna say that. Because not doing perfect timing sends you back down the illusion. Okay, out of all the punishments here on this segment so far, I feel like the green spikes on the ceiling there, or wait, I'll show you what I mean in a second. Shoot. I had the timing for this down earlier, but I seem to have lost it. Nope. And now we've reached the part where I'm running out of commentary to say, because commentary kind of distracts me from the task at hand. Which is kind of bad, because me giving commentary was supposed to be the entire point. Okay, do go on with that while I repeat this segment again. Yeah. It actually tangentially reminds me of something else. The quote I use at the beginning of these streams, the left-sided reality, I think I told you before, comes from a book series I read once, where it's part of a joke where the joke is, okay, on the left side of reality are multiple dimensions, and so naturally someone asks, what's on the right side of reality then? And someone answers, the apothecary, without any further elaboration on what that means. But the relevant part is that the alternate dimensions that our main characters visit often have this special property where you need to be careful with how you think. I feel like I almost get that, but almost never counts. So anyway, the alternate dimension that our main characters of this book visit often is called the other side, with capital letters. And the special rule about the other side is that you need to be careful about your conscious thought process, because your conscious thought process can affect the other side, and doing it willy-nilly can put you somewhere where you never intended to be. And one of our main characters, Claire, got savaged with a guy whose mouth runs a mile a minute, and even worse, his mind runs a mile a minute too. So the the allegedly easy task of getting the guy back home becomes insanely difficult. Oh, nope, I just went downwards that time. Wonder if a running start would help there, Emmy. We have 20 minutes until the end of stream time, and this is the entire problem with this. This is why I was considering just giving up and going for the normal ending, because if I went at this long enough, I might be able to do it with enough time and enough time and effort. But I can't spare too much time because the reason that I dedicate exactly an hour slot to streams is because I have work. Work is how I support myself, and work is how I am able to afford to sit here and stream. But I need to stick to an hour of stream time so I can get to bed on time and be able to be refreshed for work. And if Guacamelee 2 wants to be so unreasonable as to demand oodles of time from me just to beat one level, then I won't be able to do it. I just can't sit here and spend hours grinding away at a level. Like, in multiple definitions of the word, I can't afford to sit here and dedicate all my time to this one game. No, once you do one of those, you can't jump anymore. That's the big problem. If I had even one jump to spare, it would probably be easier. That is some pixel. That is some pixel perfection they're asking for. Got it! May as well switch dimensions now because I can see what I need to do. Okay, failing there at least sends me back here. So I just need to repeat that. Got that. Alright. Now what do we have here? Is it just endless chicken dashes up these orbs? Because I don't think an eagle uppercut would reach. Oh, what fresh hell is this? Oh wait, this is bad. This is just time. I can do time. And at least now, I'm more or less guaranteed to not get sent back to way down where I was before. Oh, that sends me all the way back there. That's lovely. And eagle hooks. Well, I need to be human anyway to reach those eagle hooks. Oh. I never did finish the story I was telling, so while I'm focused on this, I'm gonna do that. Okay, so we have an alternate dimension that operates based on... Oh, that just takes a chunk off your health. If you screw that section up enough times, you just die. Drinkbox Studios. Who hurt you? Wow, I think I made it to the last segment. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I can just use meditate. Anyways, so we have an alternate dimension. Okay. So even if you screw up like I just did, which, whoops, didn't think I could do that, since you touch the ground, the checkpoint is where you last touch the ground. That's very merciful. I was wondering what the catch was. So we have an alternate... I wonder how many times I'll repeat this sentence. We have an alternate dimension that's affected by thoughts, and we have a guy whose mind can't stop running. So what ends up happening is that Claire keeps trying to guide him home, but his thoughts keep shoving them to new and strange locations based on the guy's latest thought train. And at one point, they're having to go through a herd of giant hippos, and then the guy sheepishly explains that he's thinking about the very conundrum that if you try not to think about something, your mind does nothing but think of it. So that's why our main character is in a herd of giant hippos, because the guy she's guiding was stuck on that very conundrum. It's actually quite funny. You know, it might be smart to just stick to that dimension because it changes the eagle hook above that one. We are very close to stream end time, but we're also very close to the end. The nice thing about this is that since the eagle hook uses no stamina, you can spam it as much as you want. And all the way down to the bottom. That is definitely the bad part of this. There are times, I swear, I'm trying to grab onto the eagle hook, and it's just not giving it to me. Like you can see on camera, me futilely trying to grab onto the eagle hooks, and it just not letting me for some reason. You know, that's a good idea. You've been full of good ideas this week. Not saying that you aren't normally full of good ideas, but you're full of good ideas that make progress happen. I'm getting flustered and forgetting which button is which again. I have no idea when this game was released in relation to it, but this is starting to remind me of Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, which is a game I've never played, but I've heard by reputation. Where it's also a game that infamously punishes failure very harshly. And that's probably too late in development for Green Fox to take inspiration. But this is a very getting over it kind of level design. Where it's not enough to be perfect, but if you fail in just the right way, you get to see a lot of progress get erased in just one go. Hit the spike. I never thought I'd have to hit a spike, but hitting a spike is a good way to get progress back. Okay, this is where I messed up last time because I hadn't seen the wall there. I mean, okay, that's fine. X is also fine. I think it can just float back down there. I think part of the reason this seems excessive to me is that this is the path to the true end. Uh, 4 minutes until the usual end time. But quitting now would mean resetting everything we've done tonight. You know, I was reminded that notification just now. I think the last thing Dreambox Studios took out was Nobody Saves the World, which is a roguelike game. You know, there's a lot to be said about skill ceilings. Because there's a very, some people hit the skill ceiling sooner than others. And this isn't the first time I've had issues with a game I otherwise love. See what I've told you about regarding Final Fantasy XIV. I love everything about the game, and I love going to see the new expansions every time they come out. But the post the post-story content, the raids and whatnot that you're supposed to spend all your time on after beating the game, for the life of me, I can't do those. And there's one occasion I remember very vividly that illustrated this better than anything, and it's one of the worst memories I have with Final Fantasy XIV. And it's about the Eden Raid. Okay, I landed in the spikes that time. It wasn't quite as much. We've officially hit the 1 hour mark, but I can't stop. I can't stop and lose everything I've done this past hour. So I'm sorry, my friend, but we're in it for the long haul. At least this time. Okay, another pseudo checkpoint. I see an eagle hook there, but am I supposed to slingshot across it? Yeah, I am. Okay, that just sends me there. Yeah, I saw it. I saw the end. Get on the spikes. Don't you dare lose progress again. Anyways, I've never beat the Eden raid, and it's a very specific memory that explains why. I don't even remember which specific Eden raid it was anymore. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what okay, I think I know what to do there. It just occurred to me. Oh, thank fuck, I thought I can do this. I can overcome. Unfortunately, that means that next week I'm left with no choice but to return to that place. You know full well the place I'm talking about. But maybe doing all this, my skills will be good enough to beat it this time. To finish my last story, I forget which of the Eden's raids it was, but I got stuck on a boss because the problem with a lot of end game raids in Final Fantasy is that they very much expect perfection out of you, and if you don't do the mechanics perfectly, you just instantly die. And I was struggling on a particular boss in the Eden raid, and at one point, I went down, and one of the people in the raid outright said, "Don't revive that guy." And I remember that stinks worse than anything else. And that's basically why I never went back to and that's why I've basically never gone back to the Eden raid. Nor do I plan to. I just do not need that in my life. Anyways, off screen, I'm going to travel back to the final key piece place, and next week on the left side of reality, we return for revenge. I'll see you back here next week.